So here you see 3 measurement points, so 1, 2, and 3 indicated on both figures. And the difference between the top and the bottom figure is, again, the same simulation, but with a different influent load. So meaning that if you look at the figure on the right, we are just looking at 2 different instances of the same day. So it's actually a loading cycle that comes in. And then from the measurements that you see there, you see a certain sequence with respect to the amount of N2O that is produced at different locations. And you also see that that differs throughout the day. And actually, if you look at the colors in the figures, you can also actually tell that the predictions that are being made are qualitatively in conjunction with what we have observed, including also the fact that the red zone, where you have the largest production, actually moves inside the tank, this volume that is indicated there, and that basically it becomes quite cumbersome to keep an eye on that.
Okay, so this is the sensor location. A second part of assessment is, if you are measuring, how do you process your data and which learnings do you extract from your data? Typically, what has been done is you have a couple of sensors in the liquids phase, for example, at 1 or 2 locations. The people from Unisense are in this webinar as well. And you put them in your plant at various locations. And probably what you are going to do is correlate these measurements with other measurements you have from your plant. Dissolved oxygen, ammonia, and maybe other measurements. But what happens typically is you get this data. This is typical plant data of nitrates, of the 2 N2O sensors in this case, ammonia, DO as function of time in your plant. There are a lot of fluctuations. There are a lot of wastewater people here, so we should not explain its dynamic. But look at the locations of these sensors. So 1 N2O sensor was here, the second one was here. Your DO sensor to control your plant going to the SCADA system is here, and your ammonia sensor is elsewhere, and here they have a nitrate sensor. The thing is, it's very tricky. I think if you have seen these gradients and the simulations and the local conditions, it's very tricky to start correlating this data and make sense out of it. We have seen in the question of Ingmar that extrapolation to within the same plant to other conditions or extrapolations to other plants, that's a very, very big challenge. That was the biggest challenge in this poll. And this has a lot to do with it. So it's not that the measurements are not valuable, but it's very helpful if you know what's going on.